Told you, John. Live at 8. So thank you for waiting patiently. A long day, big trip. Um, sorry about the lighting. It's still kind of bright out. It's usually not seeping through like that. So, what happened with Dixie? I was on a weekend, a little girl weekend, and we were supposed to go kayaking yesterday. So the weather was super chilly yesterday. So we decided to go this morning. We get up early, getting ready to pack up. I should have had enough time to be here, and my friend, her friend had passed away, and so her other friend got contacted by the coroner, and so she was like doing all these things, so we got postponed by an hour. I tried to give a bunch of time to make sure I could be here at 8. So her friend passed away, trying to let her talk to her friends about it, process what happened. And so we were delayed about an hour. So we tried to finagle things where her son's going to drop my dog off. We were going to go, and the trip was about 40 minutes into heading back to where I live. So her son coming with my dog would allow that 40 extra minutes, which was pretty close. It should have given me enough time to be here at 6. So he's trying to load Dixie up, and Dixie does not want to go. Dixie is so easygoing that I thought it would be fine, and she was kind of like snarling and kind of wanting to bite. So I just didn't want to traumatize Dixie. So I had to go back 40 minutes, which added another 40 minutes. And so Lily is here, John is here, just explaining what was going on with Dixie. She was just too scared to get in the car. So I had to add almost 2 hours onto my drive. So she's doing good. It wasn't a health related thing, but unfortunately, she was just too scared. And it got me thinking about little things like Dixie is so easygoing, but she is an animal, but she's basically perfect for the most part. But you push her that much, or if she's scared that much, that she's going to act out of character. So sometimes we have to remember us when we're going through certain things that we might start to act out of character. It's not, she wasn't really in a mood. She's just, I guess she cried the whole time I was gone. And it gets me wondering, how much she cries when I'm not here. She is my girl, that's for sure. I went to China for 5 or 6 weeks, and yeah, I guess, my parents were saying she was looking all over for me. It's my sun kissed look. I got some sun today, so thank you. Yeah, I got a bikini underneath. So, thank you. I just got home just in time for my 8 o'clock promise, so sorry about the 6 o'clock. We're doing a little social experiment to see how, compassionate people are that I wasn't able to be here, because we really tried to make it for 6 o'clock. Um, so yeah, Dixie, I was going kayaking. My friend's son was going to bring Dixie to our area earlier on in the day. Her friend passed away right before we were supposed to leave. She found out about it, so we had to redo everything, and then Dixie just wouldn't get in the car. She was too scared. She got along with the son, but I forgot it is the first time she met the son. Maybe if it was my friend, she would have gotten in the car. So yeah, but it does make you think, that our animal instincts, that when we get pushed to a certain point, we're going to act in a way out of character. And a lot of us sometimes, we give ourselves such grief, like, why did I act that way? We were in that fight or flight. Like, Dixie's still a good dog, but you know so tell me how you guys are doing. How was your weekend? My weekend was fantastic. And John says my leg has absolutely no pain today. Finally, finally, that is awesome. And I love pop-ups. I get pop-ups all the time. 8 is better because nightly chores are done. Dixie is getting older. Yeah, she is getting older. It's hard for her to hop in the car now too, so that's another thing too. But they're like, should we drag her by a leash? I didn't want them getting bit, and so I didn't want to traumatize Dixie either. So extra 2 hours. So she's worth it though. John says building a new version of the exobionic leg brace. You don't need it now. Lily says that's great. I say you don't need it now. Yeah, there are people that do. It's amazing what people have done with uh the 3D printing and even that Lego guy, a guy's made prosthetics. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. That helps so much. John says, I've texted me. I hope she joins tonight. She planned on it. I'm so sorry about, yeah, because this is my bedtime. So we'll stay on till probably 9:30, depending on how chat goes. But is anybody having any struggles or any successes that they'd like to share? I really wanted to talk about are we being a narcissist to ourselves? And a lot of times we get really down on ourselves. Changing the perspective helps. And I still struggle, just like you guys, um, with the what ifs and why did this happen? And, um, that we give ourselves the self love that we need. John said, oh, I got another thumbs up. Thank you. I see those and appreciate them. Rebecca, I know who she is. Rebecca's, I'm not sure how she is it Zung? Rebecca, she's an attorney, right? Rebecca Zung was discussing that very issue tonight. Oh, man, I'm not copying. That was my idea. She copied, she must have done it before me. Well, good for her. Um, yeah, she's an attorney and she's got some good content. I've listened to her several times. Hammy said hi to her. Well, what about me? So, what does she have to say about it? Because we do need self love, and we're like, did our narcissist love us? Did my ex love me? Was it all a lie? You know, um, I really struggle with was it all a lie? And, you know, um, there are narcissists out there that will completely use you for whatever you have, whether it's sex, money, status. There are different types of narcissists. Um, and it also depends on who you are. Like if you're the head of a company, they're going to use you for a job. If you're sexy, they're going to use you for sex or admiration and jealousy. So, who you are to them makes a difference. But they want love just like we want love. But are they capable of it? And it gets really deep on did they ever love us? Just like a child loves their mother because the mother feeds them. If you were to pluck that kid out, let them grow to adulthood, would they love that necessary mother or not? Or in particular, mother or not? They just do it because you're tired too. Good. Me too. All right. Time to log off. Everything good. I like hearing that. Scaled back from friend who is inconsiderate and always gives her phone to granddaughter. She says, I miss you. And yes, granddaughter is rude, says nothing she can do. Sorry. That's the thing. There are things that she can do. Some people are weak. They don't know how to handle certain things. Um, and I'm glad you brought that up, Lily, because there's a lot of times I was thinking about it, like, oh, all the inner relations. It goes deep because it's not just between you and that person. It's between you, that person, the outside things, your outside people, and how it all interrelates. Let's say uh there's some miracle and some murderer was they found their god, or they found a better way of life. They gave up drugs, they don't kill people anymore, and they're a good person. Let's say it's a perfect person now. It can happen. It doesn't always. But you try to say, let's give this person a second chance, and you got all these people with their opinions. And yeah, so it's really hard on all these kind of things. So, she's trying to be a good grandma. She's thinking about her kid or grandkid and also trying to be polite to you. But it's like, how do we juggle it? And people get hurt because it isn't a perfect world, you know? How was the granddaughter rude? I'd like to hear more. Debbie is here. I started at 8 o'clock, didn't I, John? Right on the dot. I gave this explanation of what happened today. A friend's friend died. The person I was staying with, we were delayed an hour, and then Dixie wouldn't get in the car, so we were delayed 2 hours. And it was 3 hours worth of delay I did not expect, but I didn't want my friends son getting bit, and I didn't want to traumatize my dog. John says I accidentally left the cage door open today. Mary got out and I saw her run past me in the bathroom. She waited until I walked in. She was wanted to play sick. She's okay. That little hypochondriac. So welcome, Debbie. Lily says she can have control, but she's a martyr. Yeah, there's a lot of martyrs out there, and she doesn't mean I should accept it. She is weak. Yeah, it sounds like she's weak. She's letting the grandkid have her phone. Either, she doesn't know how to entertain the kid. Maybe she should. The thing is she's there and fully immersed with her time with the granddaughter. She'd be spending time with the granddaughter, and she could still text. She's not spending time with the granddaughter. She can't say. Yeah, there's a lot of people though that don't get involved with the people they're with because she could play with the grandkids, she could still interact, but she's entertaining her through the phone. And I think kids have too much screen time, and we have too much screen time. I do. Um, so yeah, there's some weaknesses that a lot of us have. John says the little stinker got out, but she stopped, looks up, runs to the bathroom. We played together. Oh, that's good. So Lily is saying, "Hello, Debbie." Lily says, "Sounds so cute, John." And oh, there's John kissing the ladies again and waving hello to Debbie. And Debbie says, "You're fine that you're 10 minutes late. I get it. I had to change the time and I feel bad about that. But thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys being flexible with me. I do try to start on time. Um, you're fine, Debbie." Melissa says, "Hi, everyone. Melissa, good to have you here. I was thinking about you earlier." John says, "People are starting to realize they lost the fight trying to harass me." You've been through a lot. There, yeah, communal narcissism, and we can even change that to community narcissism. People wanting their um, extra parking spots and things like that. That's different than communal, but community, living with people. We got to get along. And Lily says she is not polite. Oh, then hmm, how long have you known her? How is she a friend? Because sometimes we have to realize, are we that desperate for friends that are not polite? There's times our friends are dismissive because they're depressed, or our friends are dismissive, they're going through a divorce. But, you deserve polite friends. I was thinking about that earlier because perspective matters. And I want you guys to really hear this is, I think about it. I was listening to all this stuff on my trip home today about narcissism, like how to tell if you're a narcissist or the 10 things you get wrong about narcissism. And it's so confusing because it's like, yeah. And there's also comorbidities. Everything gets confusing, but it's a perspective. So let's say I was depressed and I blew you off. I'm the ass this time. I blew you off. I would be like, I'm so sorry. Like I was going through some stuff. I should have thought about you and I'm sorry. But a narcissist will do it in a different way. Like, geez, like you're so needy and I needed time to myself and I told you I would get back to you. It's a different angle, different perspective because we all do narcissistic things. We all do narcissistic things. Trauma responses will bring that out in people. I've learned about ADHD, OCD, all these different little things. But if we look and understand the perspective, like there's times, maybe I couldn't be there for you, but a narcissist will reassure you. They will be with you, be there for you. Like let's say I'm going to give you a kidney. I'm going to give you a kidney. I'm going to save your life. Um, and I have full intent on doing it. And then something comes up, and I had a friend's mom who couldn't give a kidney because she showed she's had previous heart attack activity. So she wanted to donate this kidney. She planned on it. Um, but a narcissist might have you tell everybody else, "No, I'm good. I'm good. I got my person. I have a kidney." And they just say it, and it's to your detriment. So she went in with good intentions. The narcissist will go in with evil intentions. Um, yeah, it's a different kind of, I don't know, it just makes me sick. I had a very emotional drive home thinking about what I wanted to tell you guys. Lily says, was last straw too. Hold on, I think I missed somebody. Let me scroll up. So she's not polite. Granddaughter sends my talk to voicemail right away and writes nasty. Oh, how old's the granddaughter? She writes nasty text back like I wrote, if I call you, you probably won't answer. Kid writes back, didn't ask you to call. Whoa, she's a teenager. Tell me how old she is. Was last straw 2 weeks ago. I wrote, call me when you can. And she wrote hours later, she had no privacy and never did call when she was free. Acts like ball in my court, 10 years former neighbor, like family. That's sad. Yeah. So it sounds like you guys had a really good relationship. Used to be neighbors, kind of hung out a lot. I'm kind of friends with my neighbors. Um, And that gets confusing too if she's giving the phone to the kid. Is she a teenager? She's sounding like a teenager or middle schooler. That's sad. John says, I hope Big Mia shows up. We were texting all day. She's doing very well, everyone. We love Mia. She's very positive. Good. Thank you for texting her, John. Debbie says, I hung out with my friends last night. One of my besties, Colleen. Good. Did you and Colleen have a great time? And I caught myself today. I'm going through some emotions with like certain different relationships, moving on, all that good stuff. But I was kayaking with my friend. You guys are awesome with the thumbs up today. Thank you. That helps me more than you know. So I'm kayaking with my friend and she's talking to me, and I am listening. Um, but my trauma responses are wanting to seep through, and I remember my words of live in the moment. So I had to set that aside. I had to let myself enjoy my time with my friend, and it was so peaceful. And reconnecting with friends really makes a difference. Staying active makes a difference. I know people. The people I know, almost all of us have had traumas, and the way that people respond to the trauma, it seems, this is my take on it, us empaths. Sorry, my ears are popping and bugging me, and tickling. But us empaths, we get depressed a lot, and this is my perspective. We tend to isolate, um, and we have a lot to process because we've given so much. And like, it gets emotional for me how much we give, how little we get back. Uh, we gave too much. And, if we learn the balance of letting people miss us, um, letting people not take advantage of us, that it will weed itself out. So we've let some people in who are takers. But as far as being with my friend, I let myself be a good friend and really listen to what she was saying as opposed to drifting off into my problems, because I have a friend who is amazing to me. Uh, One of the best friends you could hope for. And she lost a friend today, and there's times we have to set ourselves aside. Um, so, Debbie, what you guys do today? Lily says, but no one is going to mistreat me, especially after experience with covert narcissist. Yeah, the covert, think of covered, means they're covered up, don't know exactly what's inside. And yeah, my phone goes off on these notifications. Sorry, guys. My mom just got out of the hospital on Friday. I leave my phone on. I also have trauma from when my daughter had her dog and her boyfriend's dog have this terrible dog fight, and took me 9 hours to clean up the blood. I turned my phone onto vibrate, stuck it in my pocket, and um, so I could feel her letting me know what was going on with her dog. And the boyfriend's father called, so I put my phone out of habit on a, uh, the TV stand, and I missed her call, and she had to put her dog down. So I have trauma with that. I will leave my phone on. If that bugs you, I am sorry, but I have to do that. I will be there. Like, I don't know what's going on with my mom. She's been in and out of the hospital so much this year that just recently lost my father, all those kind of things. So John says my narcissist that said that too. Too busy for me, of course. Um, Lily says, but no one is going to mistreat me. Yeah. And there's this balance. That's another thing that was really hitting hard today is, you know, I'm scared about society coming up because we are changing the gender roles. We are changing expectations, which whether it's good or bad, that's just what we're doing. Um, and we are in a fuck you society right now of you hurt me once, fuck you. It's kind of the society we're in. Even when I listen to uh YouTubers on narcissism, not everybody is a narcissist. Everybody has narcissistic traits. So, where is the point between this is a learning shift and this is a fuck you? South Michigan media, good to have you back. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Hey, baby. Good to have you here. So I'm going to be sniffling a little bit just because my ears popping, and then I hear myself breathe, and it drives me insane. Um, so there's so much is confusing about this, and I want us to make sense of it all because there is sense to it. And I keep telling you guys, I thought it was such bullshit. The childhood traumas that people go through or the upbringing. I thought Freud was a stupid ass. But I am certified to teach psychology, and the more I study it, the more I see what my daughter's gone through, and teaching in the schools, what the school is trying, and what every generation is shifting between what works. I grew up in the tough love when I was in high school, the tough love, kicking, like, I disagree with the I don't know, there's a whole balance. So I'll just say, "Hey, baby, back to South Michigan. Good to have you here." John says, "Evil incarnate narcissist." Yeah. And John says, "Hey, South." John says, "Alicia, oh my gosh, that's not fair. Alicia took you to KFC the other night and didn't invite me. I'm only an 8-hour drive from you. That's I could wake up and have dinner with you. Come on." Melissa says I hit the like button. That helps so much, guys. That actually helps more than subscribers. So if you guys like and comment, that helps the channel more than a subscriber. Debbie says we were at the bar where Ed was bartenders, had a few and a shot of Fireball. Uh, we were at the bar where Ed was I'm sure you don't mean erectile dysfunction. I don't know what you mean. We're ED. I don't know what that means. Tell me about that. And like I said, I'm gonna be sniffling, popping my ear in. Kayaking was so wonderful. If you guys haven't tried it, do it. You used to do it. I will never get in the neoprene, like corset kind of things. This I could bail out if I needed to, but it was really stable. I would know if it wasn't in an alligator state. I'll tell you what, I was supposed to go to Florida over winter break, and I was a little scared. We were supposed to go kayaking and boating, and my friend was telling me about all the alligators they saw, and they're the type that they like to get closer. So, um, yeah, I had a family emergency. I couldn't go, didn't mean to back out, but it was terrible. Plus, I got COVID over that time. Um, so God works in mysterious ways. I think that would have been I freaked out on the rock I saw today. So an alligator. John says, by the way, thanks for helping me out last night. You are welcome, John. Yeah, that was a late night for me, but you're welcome. Calibri says, hello, hello, everyone. And hi, Cynthia. Good to see you. Hello. And John is saying hi to Calibri. Melissa says we are watching a cops TV show. I am not a cops TV show. You're cheating on me. What are you seeing about that cops TV show? That's what my degree is in criminal justice. I have like all these add-on things, such as being able to teach psychology. Um, the criminal mind fascinates me. I wanted to be a criminal psychologist. That was the my real dream. Um, John says I just texted her again. I said hi to her from everyone. She might be sleeping. Yeah, John, just text her once. That's all she needs. And when she's ready, she will join us. Hopefully, she'll join us tonight. I know she's been wanting to. Sometimes we get excited, but it's good just to text once. And that's hard for me too. I get it. Here's that winking eye. Debbie says last night was the first time I was seeing friends in 8 months. It it didn't feel that great. Can you tell me why it didn't feel that great? And I get that. I'd like to hear your response on that. I'll catch up. I see I'm falling behind. I do want to address that. So, guys, feel free to join in and I'll catch up. Yeah, sometimes it feels like shit. I went to weddings that felt like shit because I was so sad and I couldn't be in their moment. I went to church and I was pissed at God. Try not to do that. There's meanings we don't know behind it, but I'm like, yeah, I went to church to be uplifted and I'm crying right now. So tell me where you're at, Debbie. And oh yeah, how's your toe? John's asking. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask that. Still attached. Perfect. Whether it's super glue or stitches, it's still attached. Aw, Debbie, yes. So I guess that's good. John says that's good. Want a bionic leg. I think my dad was a bionic man. Debbie says I hit like every time I come into the chat. And I appreciate that, Debbie. That means a lot. I love that humor. John says the small exo wing design is finished, almost done with the bigger one. One more mechanical part involved. Good. And keep following your dreams. And oh, we're talking kimchi. I don't know if I would like kimchi, but I like I was just talking to my friend. She's going to Japan. I know you say Korean. I had so much fun in Japan. I went got my nails done. I still have one more week of school, but my toes are pretty, my nails are pretty. Met the most adorable Korean nail tech. Daikon fresh kimchi. Kimchi, is that trying to remember. That's a flavor? Is that correct? Debbie says Edward. Okay, I kind of figured it was a man's name. Edward was bartending and he wanted me to come, so I forced myself. Colleen is his ex sister in law. I just missed where you were. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll down. Technology needs to catch up with my mind. Colleen is his ex sister in law, and we all have been for 25 years plus. Um, Edward was bartending. Yeah, sometimes we're just in a funk that we can't enjoy the moment. And I'm going to try to help you guys get past that. John says, I'm still learning, Cynthia. I took your advice last night and it was within minutes. I'll tell you, John, tell me it was not within 2 minutes. My advice came through within 2 minutes. Tell me I'm wrong. Lily says otters get in our ponds. Ooh, in our neighborhood. So I'm sure alligators came into uh, rivers and canals and ponds, so don't walk dog close. Yeah, we had right before I took Dixie home, we had a coyote run by across my friend's property. They usually don't run across the property. That was pretty scary. Coyotes scare me. 84-year-old woman recently got pulled in. Dog survived. She didn't in Delray. Delray's in Florida, right? Delray, Florida, correct. She got pulled in by what? An alligator? Oh, how horrible. Lily says Delray is a close town. That's scary. I know when I was down there was a guy who had, when I was down in Florida, he had a terrible car accident and got killed by an alligator crossing the road. Alligators scare me. I had a place in Rockledge, Florida, that it was beautiful. It was it was a nice house, not fantastic, but it was a nice house, pool in the back, screened in enclosure, and behind me was a nature preserve with creek, canal, whatever you want to call it, and you could hear the alligators at night. That was scary. The only thing protecting me was a screened in a enclosure. John says my lake has only Oh, we also went hot tubbing, which helped. Normal stress from walking around, but it feels like my left leg. Don't compromise, roboticize it. There you go. I need you to roboticize my feet. I'm going to need foot surgery coming up soon. It's just a stupid little, like if your foot is like this right here on my foot, it just shifts a little bit and I get a pinched nerve and I'm so scared I'm going to fall down the stairs. I'm too scared to run now just because once every 5 months it'll pinch. And then also my bones seem really separated. Calibri says, yes, it's red pepper flakes. Okay, thank you for telling me what kimchi is. I can customize the spiciness so it's not too spicy, just savory. So one little flake for me. That's about all I can take. I don't mind the flavor. I don't like the feeling of spicy. I'm too emotional. I don't mind the flavor, but I don't like that tingle. John says, and that's good though, like that, those spices help you burn calories and they're healthy for you, but I'll be healthy other ways. So I know a lot of people love that type of stuff. John says, how did you end up holding a raccoon? My friend she has beautiful property and it was an abandoned raccoon. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. John says reminds me of my muskrat. Yeah, so she's taking care of it and bottle feeding it, and it's sweet. It's a sweet little thing. Debbie says my silence is at 29 days today. I didn't realize it was that long. I thought it was 6 days last week. But fantastic. 29 days today, but I feel blah and blah than yesterday. Tuesday, hopefully the doctor takes out the stitches, 6 of them and the pin. Oh, you got a pin. Are you in pain? When I had 2 pins through my foot. This isn't my foot, but I had one through this way and then one through this way. And the entire time it hurt. Uh, it's, I should read on. It still hurts and throbs. It'll hurt the whole time till you get it out. That's my take. My experience might not be yours. Um, yeah, that was very painful. When they removed it, I was so uptight about it hurting. I was scared to death because they're pulling these pins out from my foot. It didn't hurt at all. It did not hurt at all, but I passed out. I literally was laying on I went to walk out, and granted, it still hurts afterwards, but I went to walk out and I ended up having to pass out in a room. I was there for an hour and a half, and they basically almost let me die. But I think it was my nerves, is what it wasn't the pain. Granted, it hurt to like hurt a lot to walk on, but so the pins shouldn't hurt you. The stitches I was nervous about because I had on the other foot, right here on my foot, I have permanent stitches in my foot. They had to put the muscle back and then whatever else. But they pulled the outside ones out. I have like trauma from that stuff. So I was nervous. Let us know how that goes. You said, did I see 6 more days? Yeah, 6 of them in the pin. That doesn't bother you. Good. But it does. Yeah. Keep us posted. We'll be praying for you. Lily says, yes, my alligator just got knocked out by an ad. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. John says, mine did that, twisted sideways. Your foot? Did you get those space station astronaut pictures? I don't think so. Lily says, that guy's being shady as. I have no idea. So the story on that is I am qualified. I was the lucky little lady where I kind of had a little inside connection. Um, he had offered. He's like, "Yeah, you can move us across state and live with me." And when we talk, we have a great conversation. I knew him for 4 years. But I've never met him face to face, to be honest with you. I was still caught up in my narcissist and really haven't dated, but I'm like, I don't know. We get along great, great conversations. And so I had asked him about that job. And so it's, like, guys, oh my gosh, I know there's a lot of nice guys on this channel, but so he's promising me like the world. He is supposedly trying. We only needed 15 more students to get that job approved by the board. Um, I told you guys he had one teacher had 4 science and I'm sorry, 4 psychology and 1 science. So she covered the psychology chunk because she added in science. But she just wanted to do science. So we needed to fill this up. So the board will approve the finances on it. And it's like halfway there. Um, and I've asked him for an update, but I did also tell him that I wouldn't sleep with him unless we were married. And I don't get a fucking, sorry, trauma, trauma vocabulary. Because I finally considered like maybe I should give him a chance. Yeah, tell somebody you don't want to sleep with them. So I don't know. I did just check before I logged in. They did add on 2 electives, Spanish and maybe 3. I want to say there was maybe they filled 1 position, but they have Spanish, music, and cybersecurity or something. So, as far as psychology being an add-on, at this time don't have enough signups because even if he didn't pick me, that should be posted. So I don't know. I don't know. And I don't have to be with him. Like I'm not, but yeah, it's just a shady stuff. I did call him today. I'm like, "Are you alive or dead?" There's no reason he should have blown me off. I'm qualified for the job. It's just confusing. The job is across state, all the way across state. Debbie says, I'm he said the pin should yeah, it didn't hurt at all. I was surprised. Didn't feel like tugging or anything. Yes, 29 days. I wasn't counting right and somehow missed a week somehow. That's good. Your therapist said no more counting. Yeah, I said do that for a little while. I agree with him. Do it for a little while, but if you continue, this is my opinion, if you continue doing that, he's going to be your project. He's going to be on your mind too much. So it's good in the beginning. It's good in the beginning to keep you strong because we're going to want to text right away. It's been 4 days. It's been 5 days. Like I can do this. There comes a time where you had to break free. In the beginning, it helps you be strong. And if you continue it on too long, they are your obsession. And on your mind too much. So yeah, no more counting. I agree. It's good in the beginning. Just like with dieting, it's okay. Have 1 piece of pizza and then eat salads and blah, 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 whatever. Um, but there comes a time you gotta wean off it. So he's kind of telling you wean off it. Keep track, but after that, start living your life as opposed to you know, uh like when you're dieting too, you reach what you should. You don't have to weigh yourself every day. You gotta let it go, live your life, maybe check in here and there. Uh, but I agree with that. So no, Lily, he's not even texting me back, and there's no reason he shouldn't have. The only reason, yeah, ugh, guys. John says I'm figuring out that the hoverbird, and this is the thing. Let me finish up with Lily. I got 9 more days, 10 more days before I gotta sign my lease. And if he doesn't want to communicate that job's a possibility, even for the school district, then I don't know. I can always pay $2,200 to back out. It's just terrible timing. So thank you for asking about my trauma. Debbie says he said the pension. Sorry. Yeah, I agree with that. Debbie says he said to try month to month. I've been getting better. I just need to let go of what wasn't supposed to be. Accept it and move on. And this is the thing I had over the weekend, um, somebody who wanted to marry me, and he just reached out. Um, and uh, he, it's a crazy situation with us. We were dating in high school. He was dating somebody else before me, and we started dating. He went back to the other person, and then he moved on because he was too self conscious about who I started dating and didn't feel he could measure up. So he had low self esteem there. Um, and he kind of did me dirty, but we reconnected 26 years later, but he was already married. We were friends, but he was terribly unhappy. And, there are people who stick out marriages for years upon years upon years. He's miserable and it's getting worse, but he's sticking out because of finances. He's very well off. Um, but my point on that statement is it was like 26, 30 years, 26, as far as when we were together, yeah, 26, 27 years later, sometimes people will reach out to you. So just let it go. If the timing's right, the timing's right. If it's not, it's not. But people who really care about you will reach out. And if it's meant to be, the timing will be. And it's sad how many people, like, he's miserable, but that's the life he's going to live. Lily says sounds unreal. Yeah. As far as, and the thing is, Lily, is it's a $22,000 difference in salary. I looked up the difference in cost of living. It would cost me $1,600 more to live there. So it'd be over a $20,000 bonus. Um, and that's, where my family is from. But yeah, as far as him, he's kind of shown me his true colors. So yeah, it's just like professionally, he should have told me professionally whether the job was available or not. And as far as like dating, you know, like it's just shady, just sick of shady people. So he had a double whammy on being shady. John says people are jealous because I even told him, like, if, you know, I just want to know you're okay. They can't even tell you they're alive. I searched obituaries. I haven't seen that he's dead. He's a little bit younger than me. It's possible he could have had a heart attack, but my dad was deathly ill forever and still texted me. So, uh, John says people are jealous because I have someone to talk to now. Yeah, there's a lot of jealous people out there. And Lily says, I think more marriages are miserable and not being cynical or jaded, but it happens. That's the thing. Like society is getting screwed up. Some of it is like I don't think people are staying. It's different if you're staying together for religious reasons. We made a vow before our God. I get that. I get that. But a lot of it, if you step away from religion, I understand the religious, but if you're secular and you're like, a lot of that is like, I can't get anybody better, or I don't want to share this, like, let them take half, or I don't want the effort of rebuilding. And It does happen. A lot of people are unhappy. John says, so truly, Lee. John says, using the wild lettuce is really helpful. Learning dosage level. Be careful on that, John. I started looking at that. I don't know. Um, Sometimes it can be deadly, and I don't know how many other plants look like wild lettuce. I'm waiting to see if I have poison ivy. Because I walked in some leaves. So, I rinsed off in the river quickly, but, I don't know how many look like wild lettuce. Yeah, definitely learn no, at least know, but, that stuff scares me, John. I have heard it can alleviate some pain, things like that. Is it hallucinogenic too? I don't think so, but is it? Kalibi says, I have a sister-in-law who passed, oh, I'm sorry, who passed away this weekend. I've never heard from her since she married my brother. She has not acknowledged that I'm here. Now my siblings wanted to send money to my brother. How do you feel about that? What are you doing about that? Um, yeah, sometimes it's like, yeah, you want me on board? Um, I know a lot of times we do things out of like, okay, I guess. Oh, whatever. Don't want to stir the pot. Um, you know, so you got to decide, are you helping your brother out? Or are you going to hold a grudge against the sister in law? Did you still hear from your brother though? Because your brother's probably in pain. So did you hear from your brother at that time? Um, So it's not so much that she passed away. It's what your brother's going through. So hopefully she didn't take your brother away from you. That's where it gets tricky. Like, do I not send money to my brother because I'm spiteful because of who he married, or do I understand my brother? So, uh, yes, Lily, I love your quotes. Yes, please find it. John says, sorry to hear that, Calibri. My narky sister mentioned sending money. My brother calls me during holidays. Yeah. It's so crazy. We spend our whole lives growing up with these people, and you know, I'm pretty blessed with my siblings, but we're not as close as we should be. Um, I have one sister that really tries. I need to try harder. Um, One sister really tries, so very. It's not a hallucinogen, says John. And that's the thing too, like, I fall short on that, you know, especially with the sister that's trying. There is nothing wrong with her. She is so maternal, such a good wife, such a good mother, good sister, great to my mom, very intelligent, enjoyable to be around. Like, she should be my best friend, and I need to give her more time, so I will call her more often. I hope you guys do too with the people that are important to you. John says, someone was concerned I was using it. I'm very careful using it. I mix it with coffee to cut its effects. There's that pause. I don't know what to say. Lily says, someone's lack of reciprocation is not a challenge to convince them of your worth. I've been seeing that too. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you. No, but I'm worth it. Please talk to me. Yeah, you're an ass. Fuck you. Please talk to me. um, That's true. Yeah. And it's sad though how if we're just strangers and I'm like whatever. But it's hard when you have feelings because a lot of people this is where the problem goes through is they think that they're understanding us, but what they're doing is they're assuming what we're feeling. They're not connecting, they're not asking the right questions. A lot of relationships are based on assumptions and um lack of commitment, you know. There's people you can think are your friends and they everybody I like that. I'll read that one more time. Thank you, Lily. Someone's lack of reciprocation is not a challenge to convince them of your worth. So if they're not reciprocating to you, it goes to text messages, it goes to showing up, it goes to phone calls, the amount of time, the amount of things that we give to them. That uh, if if we want the relationship, it's okay to balance it plus 10%. Don't give more than an extra 10%. When you give more than that's like a number I just made up. But when you give too much, it's going to be a different dynamic. It's not going to be a true friendship, true lovership. Um, Everybody has ups and downs, but like I said, if I blew you off, I would apologize. I'd say sorry. This is what's up. But you know, a narcissist will blame it on you or say, "Well, you did this," and we have to give people grace, but over time, we're going to see who our people are. Uh, because I just see this is the reason I say that though, is because there's so much mental illness in this, especially America. I don't know where you guys live, but a lot of mental illness and a lot of trauma. People react to that trauma, so they're not going to trust you as much. Just like we've had some trauma, we're not going to trust people as much, and sometimes we project. Maybe you're not trustworthy onto trustworthy people, and it's going to be a hard uh, balance, so reciprocate when you can and when it's worth it, but let that relationship unfold, let it build. Don't give everybody 100% of you till just little tippy toes and 10%, 10%, and then where you have a full relationship, but you balance it. But it takes time. And sometimes we forget that. We get too excited about the relationship. Kalibi says they are well aware that I am gay. I was going to ask you, thank you for bringing that up. And I live by myself, so just one source of income. What I'm trying to say is these married or partnered siblings just do not understand that I live alone with one income. Oh, I get it too. I was going to ask you if it has something to do with the fact that you're gay. Were you ostracized by your family, or are they accepting of that? Or was your sister-in-law? That's a world I don't live in. I do have friends to an extent that are in that world. Um, and then I have friends that I don't know. I usually don't ask people, "Are you gay?" So I wouldn't doubt it if I have a lot of friends in that area. John says my hamster doesn't look bigger. Well, get ready for that bikini weather. Uh, oh, John. John's a happy kind of gay. Yeah, I saw you kissing Kalibi one time. You said I'm in love, and that's okay, Kalibi. I'm not gay, but I'll send you a kiss too. Kalibi. Um, yeah, that's the thing too. It's like yeah, with Christmas and stuff like that for me. I'm single. It's like, geez, you had 4 kids and I gotta buy for your wife. And I'm like, that's 6 gifts. Thank you for the candle. They're usually pretty generous, but yeah, if you think about it, I'm giving away 6 gifts for 1 candle from your family. That's kind of hard. John says narcissist flying monkeys. That's so true. John says the cops gave me a thumbs up today while I was walking in town. You guys can give me some more thumbs up. That's good. That's good. Start making some friends. And Kalibi says this particular brother and his family have not acknowledged my presence. Did that change once you were gay? I don't know how old you were when you came out, or if they just suspected it. Um, yeah, and that's up to you, on what you donate towards it. And I know sometimes we feel pressure, all the other siblings gave $100 and you gave 20. Um, Such a hard balance. You came out in your 20s, okay. That's usually a good time, about when people come out. Be nice if they come out earlier, once they realize it. How old were you when you realized you were gay? Is that okay to ask you that? If not, that's fine. Lily says, just read that flying monkeys originated from the Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch's monkeys. That's where the term originated from. Kind of made sense. But as far as narcissists using flying monkeys, yeah, that's where the term came from. John says they did. Yes. There's no place like home. There's no place like home until we live with a narcissist. Debbie says some of the videos I watch say that the narcissist watches you, but I've never noticed how much truth is there to that statement. Depends on the narcissist. How do I want to word that? They'll watch you when they're with you to make sure. It depends on how paranoid they are. Uh, they do and don't. It's how much they want to control you, how much they feel they have other supply. They want to keep tabs on you. Um, they do, but not all do. Some don't give a fuck, to be honest with you, and I hate to put it that way because I emphasize that, but, if I'm just using you for sex, I don't care, whatever, you know, I don't care, but, some of them want a relationship, so some might have paranoias, because, everybody around them has been a cheat, or they know how easy it is for them to cheat, so yeah, that's where it gets tricky, Debbie, is because, when we start having suspicions, do we watch? I know of a couple who was a good couple and one started cheating, and that wasn't the narcissist, and they were watching and they busted the person out. Uh, so even healthy people sometimes will hire a PI, private investigator, or whatever, so you can't always judge it. But other narcissists, they're just over it, or they don't care, or they get a kick out of it. Maybe it's sexy that I don't know. So that's not a catch-all. It's really hard to pinpoint who a narcissist is because they have overlapping things. So John says, I close all my windows when I see the flying monkeys about. There you go. But it's summertime. And that's a thing too. Summer, there's the sun hitting the male chest. Sun does stuff to sexual libido too. Um, so be careful this summer. There's a lot more attraction going on during the summer, a lot more skin going on this summer. When you were 12. Interesting. Thank you for being honest and sharing that. Very open with us. Thank you, Calibri. Uh, I would think that more narcs in gay community there. Wait, I would think more narcs in gay communities, so makes it so hard. Um, Kalibi, are we able to talk about that? Kalibi says, Lily, yes, I agree. One reason I bowed out of the gathering this weekend, I just don't want to be triggered. Um, uh, Narcissism affects all kinds, straight, gay, bi, whatever. It affects all races and age. Yeah, that's the thing. This is my take. I'm heterosexual. Like I said, I have limited uh, exposure to gay lesbian, but I do have some. My friend's daughter is lesbian, and she's been a fantastic, open person. She is just gay. She's just lesbian. She's just I'm heterosexual, but she's just like me. Like, hey, how you doing? And how's your day? And oh gosh, what happened? But then there are the ones that are like flamboyant, uh, kind of over the top, kind of having to express it too much. And I wonder, she's very kind, very down to earth. Kalibi, how do you feel about the ones that are kind of, it's almost like trying to convince us that they're normal and gay, if that makes sense? I don't know if that's the right term to put it, that being gay is normal. And I'm not saying it's not acceptable. I don't know the right word. But how do you feel about the ones that are very flamboyant? Um, I wonder if the people like my friend's daughter is who they are. And then the flamboyant are trying to prove who they are because they don't know who they are. Does that make sense, Calibia? This is just a question, and I hope people give me some grace because trying to learn is something I hope people appreciate. Uh, yeah, and there's times, Calibre, that's okay. You don't want to be triggered. It's okay not to go there. Debbie says, I have lots of friends who are gay. My friend Tim Stone was gay and he died 2 weeks ago. How are you doing with that? I know you mentioned that. I didn't realize he was gay. So hopefully you're doing okay. I know sometimes the loss of a friend is extremely devastating. Lily says, right, don't blame you. Really tough. Yep. Don't need to be triggered sometimes. It's okay. But you're right, Cleve. It does affect everybody. And John says, found 10 office chair wheels today. Let me scroll up. And then Lily, hopefully this is still here. Oh, yes, for sure, but possibly more in gay community, I would suspect. Melissa says a narcissist told me she hates being a narcissist. Melissa, I see there's an ad inserted, so I want to come back to that if that hasn't gone through. Melissa, let me know if you heard that. Cleve says, oh, the flamboyant ones, I stay away from them since I am more on the masculine side. And Lily, is it normal and acceptable these days and being bi? It is normal. Yeah, exactly. It is kind of normal. We're shifting, if you go by percentages, yep, it's normal now. you know, good point. So, Melissa, Kalibri, Lily, I'm not sure if I've missed you guys because of that ad. But Melissa, the person said that she hates being a narcissist. What is it that she told you? And Calibri, I see that you say that you stay away from the flamboyant ones. What is it about them that makes you stay away? Uh, so I got that, Lily. It's normal and acceptable. John says, I see these bionic muscles, Calibri. Oh, when did they get that emoji? Calibri says, flamboyant gays are fun to watch. They are, but they don't. Okay, so you're talking like an attraction type thing. Okay, that makes sense. You're not into the flamboyant. That makes sense. Uh, Debbie says, I'm okay. Always am. Always will be. It's okay. There you go. And it's okay to have bad days too. I have them. But I'm glad you're doing good. John gives that thumbs up. Oh, 6 thumbs up. You guys are fantastic. Clebe says, that said, I am back to lifting weights just to maintain some muscles and tone. Of course, keep it healthy. Same here. I'm getting that bikini body back. Got the bikini, just need the body. Dog, you are here. I am doing a live. I thought I might not. I had a little ordeal with doing live tonight. I was 2 hours late because Dixie would not get in the car. I was supposed to have somebody deliver her during our kayaking trip to deliver her upstate, and Dixie wouldn't get in the car, so I had to go downstate and then back to my state. So happy Sunday. I gotta keep track of the time. It's 9 o'clock. I'll be on for a little while, but yeah, I have school tomorrow. One more week of school. Melissa says she told me she already living in hell. Is that due to regret? Because they do lose a lot of relationships, or, there are times they can see what they did, or nothing is fulfilling this void. Did she expand on that? Because a lot of times it's just nothing's fulfilling that void. No matter what they do, whether they get the top job, the prettiest or handsomest partner, money isn't you know, gonna bring them happiness. What is it that she says, if you know why she's living in hell? John says, I'll keep in touch with Mia. Don't want to bother her. I'll let her text me when she can. Yep, we gotta keep that even keel. And it is, a shift. Men are being taught to allow the girls to chase the boys. Um, I know there's a lot of us who might be gay, lesbian, or transitioning, all that kind of gender stuff. But traditionally, it's changing, and the men in the traditional sense are being taught different. Um, I like the old fashioned stuff. That's me. But this is where Calibri, you just came out in this chat saying that well, you've talked about it before, but since you mentioned it in this chat about being gay as far as gender roles, um, what's my question for you? Um, like, this is my interpretation. I could be wrong. In a gay relationship, is there more of a masculine paired with a feminine rel dynamic? Because my friend's daughter who's lesbian, there's masculine and feminine dynamics. So I am a hardcore woman. I like feeling feminine, but we are changing it to where women are more masculine. So my comfort level is I'm giving off too much masculine energy. So gay people, I'm assuming one will have a feminine and one will have a masculine energy, and it balances. I hope I'm coming across the right way. I'm trying to learn as well. Uh, I'm the best teacher in Michigan. I'm the best teacher worldwide, John. But I'll accept that compliment. Michigan's a big state, so thank you. Um, Melissa says she told me don't have any peace, inner peace. Mhm. There's a lot of turmoil going on, and that's why just like I was talking with Dixie when she didn't wanna get in the car, that turmoil, that being scared, whatever their fear is, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of whatever is gonna cause them to attack. That's why Dixie is out of her character. So there are some narcissists that seem nice, but they're gonna attack. They take everything as personal attacks. They take everything, as not wanting that mask to fall. Um, and who was it? Hitler? I wish my dad was still alive. Stalin, maybe Nebuchadnezzar. It was somebody who's so paranoid to go to sleep. Like right now, I can go to sleep, but if I just robbed a bank, knew I did something shady, and I could get caught, I'm gonna have a hard time going to sleep tonight. And if I did something wrong, I'm going to have a hard time having inner peace. Even if I have millions of dollars stashed away, I am not going to sleep good tonight. I'm in fear of being caught. So the shady stuff they do leads to an upset in their inner peace. So I'm scrolling up. I will catch up. I see you guys typing away. I love to see that. Calibri, the male and female Narc team are still following me around just because you're so sexy. They are kind of subtle in their actions, but I know what they are doing. I'm stoic towards them. That's the best way to handle it. If you don't want to continue, if they're not going to change, just we don't want to add to mental illness. We don't want revenge put upon us. So stoic's the best way to do it. Just be indifferent. John says a lot of guys and girls in my town are sad because they can't find anyone. They have to give it some time. A lot of people do get excited and they don't um, invest. Like I saw the unfolding of this. Like, yeah, I'll help you out. I'll be there. You tell me you're not going to have, and that's the thing. Keep your boundaries. Like, am I at a loss? I told them I'm not going to sleep with them unless they're married, and I he didn't even give it a try. It's not even like, "Oh, 2 months of this is too hard." It's like, "See you later." "Okay, I know what you wanted me for." So, take it for what it's worth. It saved me time. Lily says, "Hi, dog." And that's the thing, it saved me time. Maybe I would have given him 2, 3, 4 months, and then he's like, "It's not working." You know, who knows what's gonna happen next month. But if I was caught up in a 2, 3, 4-month relationship with that person, I told him my boundaries and tell people your boundaries. You'll weed out the right people. Lily says, hi to dog. Yeah, we are very happy to have you here. And Cleve says, I've taken on the feminine role, but I was not comfortable playing it. So I'm more in the middle. Um, and that's the thing. Like I'm uncomfortable with this kind of masculine stuff. And so I got to stay true to my feminine side. And, um, you know, even if that means not being with somebody as opposed to being uncomfortable. And there's times we can kind of guide someone like, look, I love it when you do that. It's so sweet. It makes me feel like a girl or whatever. Um, but if you attack them like that's some bullshit, you know, the right people will stay, but we have to communicate the right way too. So thank you for sharing that, Kalibi. Um, yeah, I don't like the masculine stuff. And when you do it, if you're like, "Hey, could I take you out?" And it's weird how it works. I don't mind paying. I don't mind paying for stuff, but it throws off the dynamics. And um A lot of guys like to be the hero. A lot of guys, it's a masculine thing. And I saw this thing too about independent women. Can you help me? No, you can add to my life. I'm pretty self sufficient and single because I'm so self sufficient. It's almost like a detriment. Like I don't have any knight in shining armor. It's almost like they show up to my house and I'm like, oh, your bills are paid. Oh, yeah. Doesn't that suck? You achieve independence and able to build stuff and mow your lawn. I don't mow lawns because of trauma from that church thing when the guy ran over his toe, chopped his toe off. I will never mow a lawn unless it's a push regular where I can stop it. Debbie says this happens off and on, but I got a few requests from men. I looked at their info and there isn't anything, and they just opened up this Facebook account in May. Ha! Red flag. Maybe it's a narc. I don't think it's him. Could be. Can't say it's not. But yeah, I'm the most popular girl in the world. I get just like you. You're the most popular girl in the world too. Uh, yeah, they'll see that you're single and you could be a target for that fake love and can you help me out? Especially if you post if you have money. Try not to uh, post about you know, how well off you are. If you are, I know when my father passed away, my mom all of a sudden had this big interest of people wanting to date her. It's just because they knew she was vulnerable. Dog says, you could have asked me. I have dealt with many dogs. They are terrified to get in the car. Dixie loves cars. Or with me. With me. She has no problem. I told you about a trip back from Tennessee. Should be about 8 to 10 hour trip and I was really sick that time. It took 30 hours. I took meant to take like an hour nap, took a 9 hour nap. The next time was 4 hours and two, and however it worked out. Another one was 8 hours. Drove for an hour and a half in between. 30-hour trip. I had to run to the gas station for some reason, and Dixie's like, "Let's go." I'm like, "We were just in the car for 30 hours." Um, but she's a mama's girl, big time. Um, yeah, she didn't wanna leave the house. She did not wanna leave the house that we were at, so, uh, it was my friend's son who she had basically just met the night before, and she was whining the whole time, and she's very peaceful now. So, how do you get them in the car when they're like that? She was traumatized, she didn't wanna do it. So I'll catch up, I see you guys. Yeah, dog, you'd be good with that though. John's and it's kind of like you just go up, up, up. And I don't know if they kind of had like a little stress moment where like, I got to get this dog to my mom, to where they had some tension that the dog picked up on too, as opposed to, hey, let's go for a ride, let's make it a party. And attitude's everything. They probably picked up on some stress because they were trying so hard to do us a favor. So I wouldn't doubt it. There's some stress vibes as opposed to the vibes Dixie needed. And that's why vibes are so important. John says, me too. A woman started following me yesterday and I sensed that. And when I turned around, I shocked her, but I did interact with her. Uh-oh. How'd that go? Kalibi says, I am accountable to my part in the breakup of my last relationship. That's true. It's not always the other person's fault. Thank you for saying that. He wanted me to play the feminine role. At least I am honest and accountable. Yeah, there's times it's like I'm just not your person, you know. Um that's true. Stay true to yourself, and that's better than regret, or feeling uncomfortable or feeling maybe dirty or less than or whatever that would make you feel. So good for you, Calibri, even though sometimes that's hard. And dog says, hey, hey, dog. And dog says, Lily, how are you doing? Yes, we're good to have. It's so good to have some of you. Some of you can't join it as often as I'm sure you would like to. John says, I recently recorded the long version of Crimson and Clover song. Yeah, I need to get more songs. I was really disappointed. I had this really good editing, whatchamacallit, and I uploaded a YouTube
approved song, and then I took it off. It's Canva. I'll tell you what, guys, what it is. So I took it off Canva and I tried uploading it to YouTube and it got flagged for I don't even know. So I'm still trying to figure that out. This summer, you guys are going to be in for a treat. I am going to do a lot more. I got my green screen right there. And my sound system too. I don't know if you can see it, but I got it ready. Oh, I put the wigs away. But trying to do a lot more editing, a lot more entertaining things for you guys. My shorts, I hope you guys like the filters and that kind of entertainment, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Always feel free to let me know. I kind of want to do a soap opera too, to kind of explain narcissism in a soap opera way, or maybe even just like something for live chat. Watch my little soap opera and we'll talk about it, what the message was. John says, I recently recorded the long version. Um, you recorded it just to listen to, or was that for YouTube? And Dog says, I'm happy, Cynthia, you were able to see through the fog. Yes, me too. Lily says, good. Hope you're good too. Wish we lived close. My dog has attitude. Yes. And that's the thing that surprised me. Like, I did not expect that of Dixie. And that's why I feel so bad about having to reschedule chat. But thank you guys for the compassion on that because I'm like, this is gonna be easy. Dixie's so chill. She'll just get in the car. She loves car rides. And I think she loves me more than car rides. So, and that is a great old song. Lily says to John. Dog says, this will shock you perhaps, but with the right person, it won't be weird. I think you're talking, well, I kind of see what you're saying. But are you talking about like Calibri? I'm not sure. Like with Dixie, yeah, with the right person, it wouldn't be hard. But with Calibri, that's outside his scope. So even if he was with the right person, there's certain things we don't want to do. You know, it would be respected. So maybe you can expand on that. Um, because like for me to act like a guy and put on a strap on, I don't know if I could do that, you know? Uh, so, but the right person would ask for that, the right person for me. Uh, but maybe you can expand on that. Um, yeah, expand on that, please. John says a giant alien spaceship just flew over my complex. Not John, teasing us. Uh, Lily says, where did you sleep? Hotels? No, I slept in a camper. I slept in a camper. And it was nice. She has a house, but her kids are back home now because of some stuff. They're grown kids. They're going through some stuff. So the bedrooms were taken up, and yeah, it was beautiful property and perfect weather, and it was really comfortable. Excellent camper. So probably had the best night's sleep. We did some hot tubbing and went to sleep. So that was in Indiana. Dog says I get into the car and bring treats. That's what I was wanting them to do. I will leave both back doors open, crawl in and out that back end, making it no big deal. Or if they are unwilling, I just stay calm. Try every trick until it works. Yeah. That's what I was kind of hoping, like up, 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 let's go. Come on. And treats and yeah, I agree. But they were young and I think Dixie felt their tension and yeah, it could have yeah, I think it could have gone a lot easier. They could have dogs, but I don't know. So I agree. Thank you for sharing that though. Yeah, try every trick. John says my green screen app is simple but useful. Tell me what app it is because I would like to use it. 30-hour that 30-hour drive. Oh, I slept in my car. Yeah, don't yeah. That 30-hour drive. The 30-hour drive was in my car. I thought it was just like a little catch up, but I was really sick. I didn't realize how sick I was and drove in the beginning the first hour and a half, and then it turned into a 9-hour sleep. So it was in my car, which isn't the smartest. Dog says I get into the car and bring treats. Sorry. Cleve says, I wish I was knowledgeable about narcissism during the years when I had partners. Yeah. Backtracking, I could identify red flags and sure signs my partners were narcs. Yeah, we could have either readjusted it, but yeah, narcissistic relationships are almost always doomed to fail, even if we handle it the right way. They need it to fail to grow. Um, yep. Unless they go through a mortification, but it's so crazy. Dog says, Lily, I wish we did too. Dog club. And Lily's giving a thumbs up. John says, oops, with the cop lights. Dog says, not Kalibi with the guy. Okay. I understand now. Kalibi says, but yeah, you're right. If it's the right relationship, it will be right. It's not going to be all this awkwardness. It's just going to happen. It's going to be beautiful. So we don't need to settle. We just need to weed out and also get out there. I'm home right now. I'm not going to fall in love by morning. I'm not meeting anybody. So maybe tomorrow when I'm at the grocery store, I might fall in love. We have to get out there. We got to start doing that again. It's also good for the mental health of us to get out there and just enjoy life, live in the moment, not necessarily go on a search, because when we're on a search, I might be looking this way and I'm going to miss the person I'm supposed to be with. Just enjoy it, and the right person is going to come. It's going to work. Kalibi says the triangulations, devaluation, alcoholism, too much attention on themselves. That's the thing too. Like people who delve with alcohol and drug use, that they will be narcissistic. Um, and it's really hard to tell. That's why be careful with the people that you deal with. Be careful how much alcohol you drink. Um, but yeah, the triangulations can be brutal. John says true, Calibri. Leah says, oh, camper, cool. I meant, yeah, I see that you meant that. So I told you a little bit more. TMI. So yeah, that 30-hour drive, I slept in my car. Not smart. Dog says, Cleaver, yes, I have seen that. John says, I think Dixie just wanted to get back home so you could do the chat tonight. She was so excited to come home. Yeah. I'm like, I have the certain little phrases I say so she knows. I'm like, Cindy and Dixie go for a ride. And she just started whining, like, yes, let's go, let's go. Couldn't even use the bathroom. She's just like, come on, let's go. Lily says, maybe that friend's son was me. No. Mm-mm. Uh, I could see where you would think that, but no, no. Plus, he had a new girlfriend there. He's not gonna risk that new girlfriend. So that's a good family. So no, I see what you're saying, but I've known them for years, and you couldn't hope for a really good family. So I see where you're coming from, though. Dog says, Dixie is your partner in crime. You are her pack. She wouldn't want to be away from you. Yeah. And the more I hear about these stories when I'm away from her, she's so sad. And I'm like, oh, I hope she doesn't do that when I'm at school teaching. Come here, Pup Pup. Now you're making, where are you, the lazy dog? Pup Pup. Come on, Dixie. Uh, Dog sense things we miss. You're right. Dixie. Dixie. Pup. Honey. Let me stand up for a sec. Where is my dog? Dixie, honey. Hey, Dixie. There you are. Okay, I just wanted to make sure she's okay. Yeah, she's fine. She's just chilling. They're supposed to land on. You're so silly. Uh, I am brave. I am. I'm yeah, and that's part of like being alone all the time. Yeah, but we gotta be cautious too. Whether I'm brave or not, am I smart? So yes, I am brave, but I'm not always the wisest. Dog says it will organically happen. Not looking for love tends to bring in more opportunity to front. Not looking for love tends to bring in more opportunity to find wrong people, roadblocks, and I've seen a lot more people stumble accidentally in love when they least expect it. Do you mean not looking for love? Oh, okay. Yeah. When you just let it happen, it tends to bring. Hold on. Not looking for love tends to bring in more opportunity to find wrong people. Do you mean that statement? Or is that a typo? Do you mean that? Uh, your Dixie freaks out whenever you're gone. Maybe it's the name. So, dog, let me know if you meant it worded that way. Sometimes when we type, our minds work quicker because we might be on different pages on that. I think you don't mean it that way. Usually, when we look for love, either we're going to weed out people because we're looking for the perfect person, um, as opposed to who the person is. So we're going to look at flaws. They got a beer belly. They got this. They got that. But when we're just enjoying it, we're connecting with the person. I hope that makes sense. Uh, but yeah, animals can be really loyal. It'd be nice if people were as loyal. So it is 9:35 on a school night. I'm waiting to hear what Dog has to say. It's so good to have you guys here. We can do another live chat with the date, the 30th. Uh, Let me know. Oh, I hope I didn't miss anybody. Guys, if I missed anybody, I forgot to put it on live chat. I think we're good. Always remind me to put it on live chat. I want to make sure everybody was seen and heard, and it seems like that. Is everything going okay with you, Melissa? Um, so let me know how you guys are doing before we log off. And one more week. It looks like this weekend, I think I'm good on seeing you guys. Um, and I'll have to ask you guys what the earliest is during the weekdays to do live chats because I know a lot of you are East Coast. If you guys can let me, or sorry, West Coast. So I'm going to get ready to log off. I'll give you guys another minute to let me know. Um, but it was so good to see you guys. And thank you for your patience, allowing me to have some mental uh, relief. Lily says narcs are sabotagers. They are. They'll sabotage your happiness. Um, and let me catch up before we go. Dogs sense things we miss. I need to talk about. Some of our instincts have been squashed because of society. That's one thing I want to get deeper into. And Dog says it will organically happen. Not looking for love tends to bring in more opportunity to find people roadblocks. And I've seen a lot more people stumble accidentally in love when they least expect it. The people I've uh, been with is like the craziest, whether it worked out or not. The people that I was really attracted to, and they lasted several years. Um, but yeah, like right now, if I was gonna go try to find someone, that's why I be careful with the dating sites. What kind of husband or wife shopping is that really what we want to do, or do we want to trust the process? So we're saying the same thing. Good. It's time for me to go to bed. So thank you for the brain fog, and thank you, dog. And John says, on the same page we are, says Yoda. There you go. Debbie says, I already had a great guy and he died almost 8 months ago. Um, what happened with that guy? Oh, and he did die. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I misread that. Um, I hope that didn't come across as cold. Uh, yeah, it's hard when John lost somebody to a 40-year relationship, and we can look at it like, be mad at God, or we can look at it like we were blessed. I see somebody just joined in, so I don't want to log off until we make sure everybody is doing okay. I'm not sure who that is yet. Um, so hold on, let me catch up. You guys are not, now you guys are talking away. U.S. to sign in new security pact with Papua New Guinea and competition with China. I don't know what's going on with that. All the pop-ups. Um, Dog says, I didn't get an alert, but I just swung by. Hi, Melissa. I didn't see you. Sorry. And that's so sweet that you were able to say hello to her. I don't know. I'm having trouble with YouTube. So sorry you didn't get the alert. John says anytime is good, Cynthia. Lily is asking if that was your husband who passed away. I'm assuming Lily doesn't know quite the story on that. John says, take care, everyone. Have a great night. Clebe saying, thanks, Cynthia, and everyone for listening. And Debbie says, yes, Lily. So that's really hard. How long were you with him? I can't remember. Dog says, John, those who work away from home may need after work times. That's true. That is true. That's why I'm trying to find and John's agreeing. Melissa says, I have a new counselor appointment. How is this the same counselor? It sounds like you're switching counselors at the middle of June. Did you like your counselor or you were not happy? I think you had some problems with that counselor. Um, Lily says, sorry, Debbie, but glad you had that and are grateful. And I have an ad going right now, so I'll have to double back. John says, too bad Mia missed this t- today. I'll fill her in, Cynthia. And yes, dog says, but not in a healthy way against online dating. It's too scary. Yeah. So I see that there was an ad that went. So, Melissa, um, if I double talk, I think you guys get cut off. I don't know if it just picks back up. But Melissa, are you looking forward to that new counselor? That's the thing is we have to have a counselor that matches us. So if a counselor is not working for you, don't continue. I had an attorney that was not good for me. Yeah, don't continue with somebody who's not good for you. You'll regret it. It'll be a lot of money wasted. So Lily said, sorry, Debbie, but glad you had that and are grateful. Yeah, there are people that, come in our lives and we're blessed for that, even though sometimes it feels like it was cut short. And yeah, I'm sorry too. John says, too bad Mia missed it. So yes, I think she's got a lot going on. Dog says, but not in a healthy way against online dating. It's too scary. I agree. You hear way too many like super scary stories, not like he touched my boobs. We're talking like some major scary stuff, death and all that stuff. So be careful. Debbie says, definitely, Lily. I got lucky the first time, 42 years. Yeah. And that's hard moving on. That's fantastic, Debbie. Like you are blessed. I just need 42 days and I'll be happy. So, yeah, you are definitely blessed. I've never been married, so good for you. Lily says, hope all goes well. Melissa, listen to self-esteem, self-worth videos might help. There you go. And Lily's saying, have a great week, everyone. Yes, you too. John's giving all the little emojis, and there's your medal for doing a great job. And there's my cheerleader dog defender saying hit thumbs up, everyone. Yeah, if you're watching the replay on this, that really helps with the algorithm, helps grow this channel. So if you enjoyed this chat, we're a great community of supporters, and thank you. Debbie says, I'll forgive you, Cynthia. What are you forgiving me for? What did I do? Oh, what did I forgive? I did something. I think I misread it, something like that. So thank you for forgiving me. That's all it's about. The bionic thumb. So thank you guys. I see some of you logging off, getting ready to go to bed. There you go. There's the moon shifting into the star. Lily says cuts off till we click skip. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. I don't know how that goes. So thank you. Sorry about that. Debbie says 42 years married, but together 45. There you go. Melissa says, I live in a different city since March 1st. So hopefully you're liking your new surroundings and keep us posted on the new therapist. And guys, feel free to let me know. I see a new thumbs up. Thank you. I'm going to my first time visit with a counselor. Yeah, just make sure they're trauma based. You know, do your research if it's the right counselor before you go, and I'll help you with things along the way. So a change in perspective really helps because sometimes we get down on ourselves and we need to love ourselves. So try not to be narcissistic to yourself and realize how special you guys are, because you are. And I enjoy spending time with you, and I'll see you in the next live chat. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all those thumbs up. Lots of love. Have a good night.